Hey, it's Winston with PerfecPress HTV, and today we're going to be doing some rhinestone work. So, what we're going to do, today's program is going to be Sure Cuts a Lot 5. This program works with a wide variety of different cutters. It'll work on Graphtex, Cameos, any model Cameo, GCCs, US cutters. It's kind of a everybody sort of software. It'll even work on Cricut. It's a little bit different for Cricut, but I'll talk about how to do that workaround today with the software and show it off and how you can use it. Let's get started. Let's talk about the materials needed for rhinestones. So the materials needed, you're going to want rhinestone flock. This is a pink sticky style flock. It comes in different colors from different sources, but the ones we carry are pink. The color doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter what color you use because it's just a stencil that you're going to be using to lay your stones in. So it doesn't really affect how your design comes out. I've been asked by a few folks like, oh, can I get it in different colors? But there's not really a reason to because it's just a stencil for your stones to stick into. You will need rhinestone transfer tape. So rhinestone transfer tape is the most aggressive style transfer tape for heat transfer we sell, and it's perfect for rhinestones, enough to hold them all and pull it up from the backing. And then you will also want backer board. So this is backer board right here. It's a hard plastic material. This is what we're going to put your rhinestone template on so you can save it forever and reuse it multiple times. Yeah, that's the main materials we're going to be using today. At the end, I'm going to show you a few other tricks with some vinyl and stuff. But at first, we're going to just start off using those main materials I'm using. So let's get started. Today's cutter is going to be the Cameo 4. Let me turn this guy on. So here is the Cameo 4. Right now, they're kind of hard to get. They're not in stock very many places. We're expecting some to be back in stock soon. I also have to the right of me the Cameo 4 Pro. They're both great cutters, great for beginners and intermediate vinyl users. So I'm going to go matless today. So meaning that I'm going to stick this material in without any mat. I've pre-adjusted my controllers by lifting the gate and moving them over. They have a little lock thing. So normally they're set about here. Can you see that with the camera? So normally they're set about here halfway through. I'm going to hold down this lock button and scoot it forward, and then I'm locking it back down. That way we can have a 12-inch work area. I'm going to take my material and put it right underneath those controllers and hit the button that sucks it in. We're good to go. Today's blade I'm using the premium blade with the extra blade holder, and I have the blade height about 9. You could probably get away with 8 or even 10, but you want it one of those higher levels when you're using rhinestone flock like this. It's a real thick material and it's a little harder to cut. So now let's go to the program. Let me start off with nothing. I was practicing earlier, y'all, sorry. So when you're in Sure Cuts a Lot, if y'all can see, can they see, Sarah? You sure can? Awesome. We're working with a 12 by 12 area. Technically, we're not using a mat, but because it's a 12 by 12, it should line up just perfect. So our area is already done just like we want it. I see all the time people wear shirts. I guess the saying hustle is real popular right now. I see probably 15 customers a day with some shirt that says hustle of some sort on it. And a lot of people have their company called Hustle Clothing, Hustle Brands, Hustle Wear. There's probably 500 people loaded with a hustle-based name in our systems. So let's do something with that word. So we're going to use hustle. So I'm just using, you got your standard font tool you find in almost any cut program. I'm going to use the Forte font because it's got a sort of italicized, cool look to it. Then we're going to blow it up. We want to make it as big as we want on the shirt. And because this is a 12 by 12 area with little 1-inch squares, makes it easy to plan out. As most of you all know, a medium shirt, you want to start at a 7.5, and every size you go up, you want to add a 1/2 inch to that. So if we're going to go on let's see what size shirt we're working with today. Yeah, so we got a medium Gildan tee. 100% cotton we're going to be using later. So if we're going on a medium, we want a nice chest size. Probably 7.5 is going to be right where we want. If we want to do something extra bold, a little bit over the top, we might want to push that to 8. So right now I have it set to about 10 inches across, so we want to make it a little bit smaller. And again, you can always change this up a bit if you think it doesn't look the greatest, or if you want to change it to whatever size you want. So it starts at 1 inch, goes to about 9, so that's about 8. I think that's going to work real well for us without being too much on the rhinestones. So the next step you do, y'all can see, is you're going to click on your design or your words, and then you're going to go up to Effects. In the Effects area, you have a section called Rhinestones. You're going to select your rhinestone. Then you come to this screen here where it shows your rhinestones. You have your stone size. Today we're going to be using 3mm stones, which translates to stone size 10 SS. So you might notice you have multiple things right here. The millimeters of a 10 SS is actually a little bit smaller than a true 3mm. That's to allow the stones to fall and stick in place. So you actually want to go off, when using this program, the SS size versus the millimeter size. I find your results turn out a little better that way. So we're going to choose SS10, and I always use, if there's multiples, as you can see in this program, it shows SS10, stone size 10 twice. I go for the bigger one usually over the smaller size one if it has both. The next option you have is stone size. Again, we don't need to mess with that because we're already chose the stone size up here. You have stone spacing. Usually you want at least 0.5 of the size as your stone spacing, or at least the same size as the stone spacing. But you can kind of play around with that and see what works best for you. It's easier to have a little bit of space than them being right butt up against each other. Sometimes it's tough for your cutter to do them when it's that close to each other. Then you want to choose your stone shape. We're using round stones, so we're selecting that. And then you can choose to fill your shape with stones or not. We're just going to do an outline on this one today. So you're going to hit preview. It'll give you a preview of what it will look like. You're going to hit OK, and then you're good to go. After you've hit OK on your design, you do not want to readjust the sizing of it. It has been set in place to be that 10 stone size or 3mm stone. So you don't want to like go and grab it and stretch it out or anything, because it will mess up that sizing and then your stones will not fit properly. So you want to try to avoid that, y'all. So once you have it the way you want, you're going to send it to cut. So I'm going to send it to my Cameo 4. I'm going to, again, I'm using the premium blade, using one of the special blade holders. For my force or pressure, I'm going to use a 28. My speed, I'm going to slow it down pretty slow. It's thick material, so I want it to take its time while it's cutting it. And then I want to send it through as a double multi-cut, a 2-time pass. That's going to give it twice through, kind of evening everything out and make it a little bit easier to peel out. So we're all loaded. It should be good to go. We're going to send it to cut, y'all. So while this is cutting, do we have any questions, comments, concerns? Do we have viewers? Can people hear me? Awesome, y'all. Okay, that's cutting. While that cuts, let's press some rhinestone stuff. So at PerfecPress, we sell pre-made rhinestone designs. Now they're only available in store for various reasons. Mainly because they fall apart when shipped. The way they're done, when you ship them back and forth, they just fall apart, and then you have a ruined rhinestone design, and it's just not worth the headaches, to be honest. But we're going to press this today. So this is a cool design that mixes some glitter with rhinestones, and that's a cool technique you can do, and I might touch on that near the end if we have time today. So just an example of how you press it, we're going to press it on the back of this shirt. I like to press rhinestones a little hotter and a little longer than normal vinyl because they're thicker. I'm setting my heat press around 320. And vinyl I normally do for 10 to 15 seconds. For rhinestones, I like to do it a little bit longer. I want to do it for about 20 seconds. Sometimes I'll even go all the way to 25. So I'm peeling it. I always peel the backing away like so. Can you all see that? And then we're going to place it on our garment like so. Find the space where you like it. You don't have to cover it because the transfer tape essentially acts as your protective cover. So there's no need to cover it extra. We're going to give that about 20 seconds, y'all. I love you too. So I like this Galaxy press. They're actually currently non-sale. Has all equipment. It's hard to get stuff in right now. Except hot trunks. Hot trunks we got plenty of. But I love the Galaxy press because it has a quick release on the side. So if you are kind of like me and don't always change your time settings, you can just quick release it on the side there. I really like that. All right, with Rhinestones, it's not an immediate hot peel, but it's not a cold peel. I like to give it about 5 to 10 seconds. I like to get a little air underneath it, just to give that glue a little more time to set. Then we can peel it away. Y'all look at this. So that's one of our pre-made rhinestone designs. Pretty cool. Real easy, quick to do. But now, this is almost done cutting. We'll be able to make our own and do our own custom design. Show that from the full thing. But here's the truth about rhinestones, y'all. They take forever. It's not a quick process. If you can get them pre-made or pre-done by somebody, go for that. You'll save a lot of time and effort. I often tell folks it's better to maybe do a few rhinestone designs as your prototype, and then if you really love that design, maybe go on like Alibaba or AliExpress or one of those sources and have them mass ordered if you plan to reuse the design. Or charge a lot for your rhinestones. A lot of people undercharge. Rhinestones take serious time to do, so charge a nice amount. Make it worth your time and effort. The joys of waiting on your Cameo. It's not like steady enough to make a beat with it. Dun, 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 dun. Squeak, 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 squeak. I originally was going to do this on the GraphTech today, but I was told more folks own the Cameo, which I understand is true, but let's talk about how great the GraphTech is. We'd be done by now with that thing. But we're almost done. No rush. There's also, I think, $1,500 difference between the two. So I'd expect it to cut way faster. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns while we're waiting on this? No? How many viewers we got? All of them? Hey, 7 people. I don't know. The girls get more views than I do. That's cool. Do. All right, while we wait on this, let's look at our shirt we're going to be pressing. Yes, question.
Are there any kind of like garments that don't work very well with rhinestones?
Oh yes. So if y'all didn't hear that, we were our assistant Sarah asked, do we have any garments we should try to avoid or doesn't work well with rhinestones? And most stretch garments don't work really well with rhinestones. Like if it's something with a bit of polyester or spandex in it, rhinestones most likely are not going to work, because if you think about it, when they're like stuck into the fabric and then the fabric extends, cotton doesn't really move too much, but with stretch, it's going to move those fibers really thin and really shrink the surface area that they're sticking to, and it's going to make them very easy to pop off. Rhinestones to begin with somewhat pop off semi-easily. Even when pressed properly, they won't last forever. So anytime you add like a very stretchy thing to it, it's going to definitely pop off. Anyways, so we just finished with the Cameo, finished cutting. Sometimes it's hard to fully see if it cut properly with this flock stuff, but the way you're going to peel it is you're going to peel it at a real tight angle. So I'm going to grab a corner, just kind of peel it with your fingertip if you can, and you're going to peel it real tight. Can y'all see that? What you're going to do is try to get as many of the little things to stay behind as possible, like so. You all see that? And if you just absolutely nail your settings, they all should stay behind, but it's not always a 100% thing. Vinyl has variances. Just because you cut the same vinyl 1,000 times doesn't mean it's going to cut exactly the same every single time. It will have variances. So what I have right here is the pick-me-up tool from Silhouette. I don't know which camera. This one. Hey, y'all. So the pick-me-up tool, I like this thing. It has a few different uses. As this that pulls off, that gives you two different kind of pushers, and then this right here is like kind of a sticky putty to help you grab rhinestones and whatnot. I'm going to use it right now to help me pop out some of these holes that stayed behind. But what we're going to do first, let's actually cut this excess out. We don't need all this here. Put the rest over here. And what I'm going to do before I pop them out is I'm just going to put it on the other side and lift. And see that, y'all? It left more of the ones that were left behind on this, so we can probably do that another time and get some of these last remaining few guys out of there. There we go. There's a few stubborn ones, so we're going to just pop them. Again, we're just getting rid of these rhinestone holes. There's one. And if you're, let's say, a little bad on sight or seeing, it could be a little hard to catch all these. It's kind of like weeding, just a little bit different. I want to get the glasses out. I think I got them all. Light table could probably help a lot. All right, I think we got them. Warning, you might get little pink things all over the place. I know my crafting area has them everywhere. Yeah. All right, here's backer board. So once you got it, all the little holes out, you're going to stick it on your backer board, like so. And it should read right reading. So this says hustle, so that's right reading. It should not be reversed, because think, it's going to be going on the shirt. Right reading. So, make sense? Yeah, cool. We're going to trim the backer board. We don't need all this excess. We're going to take the scissors. Coming to a scrap bag near you soon. And I got one little one I missed, but I can get them. There we go. Boom. All right, we got a hustle going, y'all. Sounds funny. Hustle hard. Okay, so we got our hustle. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to use our 3mm stones or our 10SS stones, and one of these. These are great for rhinestones. We don't sell these. Lowe's does. Home Depot does. This is a trim brush. They cost $1.08, I think, last time I was at Home Depot. These work great. What you're going to do, you're going to pour your stones on your design and use this kind of in a little circular motion, and they will help them all flip into place. So let's give it a try. So I like to just kind of over pour at first, all over the thing. Then I take my little trim brush and I give it a little spin. You'll see they start to fall into the holes. Or they should. Kind of put them all to one end and the other. And it don't always work the greatest. It works more on like real thick designs. I got some. See if we can get a few more. You see, it leaves behind the ones that fell just right. You see that on that angle, or do I need to move my hands? And you don't want to push down too hard because it can remove some. That did all right. So the fun part, we're going to use the Rhinestone pick-me-up tool. Almost like, not quite like chopsticks, that would be hard. But you're going to pick them up like this and put them in place. You can also use tweezers. I find this a bit quicker than the tweezers. Here we go, y'all. Put that down. Almost feels like, makes you feel like you're a jeweler or something, placing stones and jewelry. Do-do-do. So this is going to be real exciting to watch. Hope y'all are enjoying it. Do we have any questions or anything? I'll happily answer questions while I do this.
I don't know, but we're finally up to 10 viewers.
10 viewers, awesome. So today was my second time ever using Sure Cuts a Lot. So that shows how easy that program is. I really like it. Pretty cool. You know what? How about I show y'all how to use Sure Cuts a Lot with the Cameo while we get someone else to do this. Can you go grab Kayla?
Sure. Do you have a camera angle or anything like that?
Just leave it on that one or this one for now.
Okay, okay.
Y'all, she's going to grab my assistant. My assistant's going to finish putting this up, or building this, and then we're going to, while she does that, we're going to show how to do the same Sure Cuts a Lot design on the Cricut cutter. I'll show you how to do that because it's pretty much exactly the same, except you do a little extra step. You don't cut through Sure Cuts a Lot, you'll still cut through the Cricut software, and I'll show you that while we have someone else finish this for us. So again, you can do it that way where you place them all together, or you can take a handful of them or scoot them over. Hi, Miss Kayla, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
They probably can't hear you, but you come over here, you finish this design while I show them something. The fine folks at home. Whoop, here you go, ma'am. Thank you very much. Here's the other tool. All right, y'all. While Kayla finishes that up, let's talk about how to do this on Cricut. So imagine we have our hustle design like I have on the computer. And we have this hustle, and it's sized the way we want it. We love the way it looks. What we're going to do is simply go to File, Export, and you have a save type, SVG. Let's save this as a Rhinestone design. Hit save. So whenever I ask you resolution and DPI, I always try to put that to 300. That's here's a quick lesson about DPI. If you don't know, DPI means pixels per inch or densities per inch, density of pixels per inch. Essentially what it is, it's the idea of how many little dots make up of an image. So if something's on a computer screen or your phone screen, that's traditionally 72 dpi, meaning it's 72 little dots per inch that makes that image. But when something's printed physical, if it's not at least 300 dpi, it will look all pixelated and kind of gross looking. And that's kind of right at the minimum area where 300 is where things start to look more crisp and clear. Any higher than that, you're going to get more crisp and clear looking for a printed object. So usually when you're working with images, unless you're doing everything just purely web-based, you really want to work around 300 dpi images. So if anytime you have an export option that says 300, that gives you a dpi options like we see here with the shortcut slot, 300 dpi should be your goal resolution to stick around. Hopefully that makes sense for any of y'all who have questions about that. So I'm going to hit OK there. Now I'm going to go and find our Cricut software, Cricut Design Space. Opening that up. I'm going to new project, file. Let me try to remember how to do this. See, projects, text, upload. There we go. Upload image, browse, desktop, Rhinestone design. There we go. I'm going to save, insert image. All right, y'all, so it's that easy. Is there a zoom out? Cricut's not my, I rarely ever touch Cricut, but there we go. I wanted to show how easy it can be. So we were able to import that design. As long as you don't change the sizing, that's going to cut exactly the same as we made it on Shortcut Slot. So that Shortcut Slot's a very affordable program. We're going to actually start selling it in about a week or so. Very easy program that allows you to do rhinestone designs on Cricut, Cameo, without having to get the business edition of Cameo, or I don't know if Cricut even has the rhinestone software that's really meant for it, but it's so easy to do and sure cuts a lot that and you can just import into your Cricut design space and send it to cut. Very easy. If you have any questions about that, I can probably answer them for you. I'm still new to the Shortcut Slot software. I'm just been now getting my hands on it, but I've been very impressed with the wide variety of cutters you can use with it, the power of it. It tends to be a pretty great software. How's that going, Kayla? Slowly but surely. Ooh. Oh, I think I just undid stuff. I want to push that all back. Okay. So again, y'all, rhinestones are a great design tool. I like to mix match rhinestones. Like if I'm putting them on a t-shirt, I will sometimes do a design where I'll have a lot of vinyl and then maybe a few spots of rhinestones to add some bling to it. Rarely I'll do a full design like Kayla's doing, just because it can be kind of time consuming, laying out the stones. But she's doing a great job. She's knocking them out. But when you do rhinestones, you want to keep that in mind, how much time and effort is going into them. Stones aren't exactly cheap, and your time is valuable. Don't undervalue your rhinestone work. Now, while she does that, let me show you how I do rhinestones when I'm trying to do a rhinestone shirt for someone. What I first start with is PerfecPress holographic vinyl. Now, holographic vinyl is a hard foil vinyl that has a really cool look, but I don't exactly love it on t-shirts. It's because it's a hard foil, it can kind of crinkle easily, feels kind of weird, kind of heavy on the shirt. So it's not my favorite to use on big designs on the shirt. But if I'm to have someone who really wants a rhinestone design, but I don't want to go through doing all this that Kayla's doing over here, this is what we do. Let me scoot this so I don't mess you up. So I'm going to load my rhinestone material again. I'm going matless. We're going to keep this same hustle design that we've been working with today. But because we're not using actual stones, I can make this bigger, so why not? Let's make it a little bigger. We're going to go to our cutter. we are going to change our presets. It doesn't have the preset for this. Let me try to remember on top of my head how you cut this setting. Do you remember holographic setting on Cameo? 24s? Speed 10. The blade at 4. Okay, so Kayla recommends we'll do a test cut. Always do test cuts when in doubt, but we're going to do blade at about 4, pressure at 20, and our speed about 10. Let's do a test cut, make sure that cuts nice before we send the whole thing. And that test cut worked excellent. Great job, Kayla. So here we go. We're going to stick this holographic material back into the vinyl cutter. And we're going to send it to cut. So cut. So I like this technique, and you'll see in a minute. It looks super similar. Up close, of course, they look different, but from a distance, when you have rhinestones right next to the holographic cut like a rhinestone, from like 3 feet away, you can't really tell the difference at all. And you get more color options, so that's a big benefit. Still takes a while to cut, though. Mm-hmm. Let's dip over here for a second, y'all. You'd think Cameo would make a less noisy machine. Like, I wonder if like the machine making technology people of Cameo are like, is that a concern of theirs or not? Because like, they've been always noisy, but the Cricut's not that noisy, and the Graphtex ain't that noisy. Why can't they figure out how to make this one less noisy? And like, I understand this one has a stepper motor. That one's a servo motor, so that's magnet based. This one's gear based, but that could be it. Part manufacturing. The great questions that come to us. So we were asked, can we wash garments with rhinestones? Totally can. Like all heat transfer things, try to avoid heat, like cold wash, air dry, or low temp dry if you're going to put it in your dryer. But you should be fine washing them. Don't not wash your shirt. You don't have to get it dry cleaned or anything special. It'll hold up. A lot of people recommend turning them inside out. That should help a little bit. Probably help it from catching other things in the wash. That's the biggest concern with rhinestones, is it catching something else and pulling on them. But yeah, you totally can wash rhinestone shirts. Have you finished the H? Sweet. We're 5 letters away. We might just cut out the H. Let's just do the H on the shirt. Nah, we'll get it done. You're almost there. Probably faster than this Cameo. Let's see.
Are you faster than a cameo?
Are you faster than the Cameo? The new game show.
Baseball, are you smarter than two smarter?
Any other questions, Miss Sarah? I'm glad I'm creating this very entertaining content for y'all. If y'all are being entertained and learning something. Oh, yeah. Boom. So let's discuss that. So I was just told, is there any like limitations when you're designing for rhinestones? And there is a good amount. Like, let's do some examples on the computer while this cuts. So I'm going to delete out this last design. Let's do something new. So let's say instead of doing like a word, I'm trying to think of what would be something that would be commonly done. Let's just say like you're doing like a star, right? And you're going to put the star on a shirt for somebody. And they want like a real small stone. So let's go to Rhinestones. And I think stone size 6 is the smallest we carry. So you can fill that design. So let's hit preview. Notice how the design's all filled out like that. But it's not a great, it loses some of its detail. Especially if we make the stone size bigger. So go to bigger stone size and hit preview. You start to lose detail in the corners there. See right there how you're losing some on your star? And if we went even bigger, see how your star just starts to completely degrade? It becomes like, it almost looks like a weird, like, yeah, Patrick Star a little bit. So even better example of that. Let's do another word again. So let's do like someone's name. Like someone's name is like Mark, right? You're making Mark a Mark shirt that has his name on it. And you're going to go to Effects, Rhinestone, and you're doing a stone size of 10 like we did today. You can see Mark's name pretty well, but if you do the fill for the whole thing, you kind of lose some of the detail. If you put that on a black shirt, you probably will still be able to see, but there's some awkward spots in it where it kind of, especially on the K, you're not really able to tell what letter that is, and the A's inner circle kind of gets lost. So it works much better as an outline. You can still make out what it says much better that way. And it's kind of a playing around with your designs, finding out what stone size and stuff looks best for it. And that's another reason to do this sort of holographic method where you do it with the hollow. That way you can kind of experiment and see, does it look good before you spend so much time actually trying to do real rhinestones. Or if you're like me, you just stick to this. Yeah, any other questions, y'all?
I'm done with the U.
Oh, she's done with the U.
We got who?
We got who? Now we need soul. Soul. Oh, fun. Anyways, y'all, we are live. It is 11:41 on January 22nd, 2021. So if you're watching this thinking, oh man, I wish I could ask a question, and it is 11:42 where I live on January 21st or 22nd. Well, I wish I could ask him questions. You sure can. I'm right here. Desperate for your questions. Why is it still going? This thing's so long. Good job. It's done. Hey, it's done. Let's hope this works. All right, y'all. So I'm going to peel this. We're going to get our weeding tool. Come here. I'm going to just grab a corner. Please weed right on me. There it goes. So for this one, it should just all peel out. Like so. Now we can save some of this. What you laughing at?
We got a comment saying, you need a chair. Yeah.
She does need a chair. Kayla, take my chair.
Thank you.
Well, now I don't got a chair. All right, y'all. So
We can share a chair.
I'm too big to share a chair.
You want small?
It don't matter how small you are. I'm too big. Okay, y'all. So here's our hustle design done with rhinestones. I want to press it onto this Gildan t-shirt so we can kind of see how it looks. So hollow vinyl will work for about 10 seconds at 300 degrees. If you have it up to 320, it's not going to hurt it at all. So we're going to just press it on the shirt. I'm going to do it right on the belly area. Y'all, I just realized something. When you cut it this way, you want to remember to mirror it. I had forgotten to mirror the design because heat transfer you want to mirror, unlike your rhinestones where you're placing in there. So it's going to be backwards, but well, it'll still show the point I was trying to show. It just won't be as readable. We're going to press that for about 15 seconds. Do as I do, not as I say. No, do as I say, not as I do. So it's a metallic based vinyl, so that means it's a warm peel. Give it about 5 to 10 seconds before you peel it. Because it will peel up if you do. I'm going to actually give it a few more seconds because I started to peel it a little bit too soon. You can always fix it. Oy, oy, oy. How's it going, Kayla?
We have a husk.
We got a husk?
Yep.
All right, we're almost there to the toll. Let's take this guy over here. Let him cool down a little bit. But look at that. Can you see that?
Nice.
Does that look good? I'll let it cool down just a little bit, right? Huh? Yeah, that's backwards, Kayla.
I think you threw it upside down.
I sure did. It didn't read well. It was hard to read, guys.
So you have to show backwards.
So this is how you're going to peel it away, y'all.
I actually think today is National Opposite Day.
I don't think that's correct at all, but thanks for the encouragement. So if you're really trying to hustle, but look, okay, the point was, it looks like rhinestones. There are not well spelled rhinestones or directed rhinestones, but it looks like rhinestones. And yeah. Yeah, there's some effort involved. But yeah, like by the time you step this far away, it looks like rhinestones. Does it look like rhinestones on camera? See? See? Rhinestone. Wait, does the camera mirror it? No, it does not. I just look silly. All right. Kayla's almost done. Kayla, how do you feel about rhinestones?
Very tedious. Rhinestones are a very tedious process.
Very tedious, I agree.
But they have a great outlook. They have a great look when it's done.
I'm getting a little silly. All right, any other questions, concerns while Kayla finishes this up? She's almost done with the T, y'all. That's a hust. All we got is the la, and that's like the in Spanish, and that's almost there.
Oh my goodness.
Here you go, Kayla.
There we go. You got a voice.
Now they can hear you.
Okay, the question was, do I ever use rhinestones in my clothing brand? I do not, just because it's a very tedious process, and no.
You're really doing a great job selling these.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh, it has a very, very, very great look when it's done, though. I would probably outsource it. I wouldn't do it myself. I would outsource it. I'm done with the tea. So we have Huss.
You're done with the T?
Yes,
So we're almost there.
almost. Let's see. So at first I did use the brush, but as I kept going on with the brush, it did take a lot of the rhinestones out of the holes. So I'm just doing it line by line. And this is actually pretty easier than doing it with the brush, honestly, for me. But if you had a solid object, like maybe like a heart or so, I'm pretty sure the brush would be very, very easy. But for this lettered design, the brush is good to start out with, but I'm just going to scoop all the rhinestones inside of the hole.
So we were asked, what is the name of the software again? What will be the cost? So the software is called Sure Cuts a Lot, and this is version 5 we're messing with. Really great software. We're going to start carrying it, and you'll be able to download it through our online store in the next week or two. I believe next week it will become available. If you want to right now, though, you could go to Sure Cuts a Lot's website and download it. Here's the best part, y'all. It's only $29. This really great software is only $29 and will work on a wide variety of equipment. And it has more capabilities than most softwares of similar price. It's pretty great.
Is that a one-time fee or
One-time
every
fee,
month?
Kayla.
Nice. I'm almost done with the L.
The L? You ain't taking no L's today.
Nope.
Ooh. What does that even mean? Taking L, is that taking a loss?
Yes.
Okay.
But I always say if you take one L and if you get another L, that makes a W.
Ah.
So it's okay to take 2 losses.
But that's a backwards L.
But it looks like a W.
Oh, It makes a square.
I'm down to L.
Yay!
Now we have Hasu.
Hasu?
What is it? What is it spelled without the E?
I made the mistake this morning of eating way too much Taco Bell breakfast. Yeah, my microphone's on. Oh, yeah.
Was it on?
Yeah.
So apparently Winston ate a lot of Taco Bell this morning.
It was a mistake, Kayla. Don't make these poor life decisions. You're still young. Avoid them.
I shall avoid Taco Bell.
That's how that t-shirt came to be with this.
Yes, literally. It's backwards and now it's upside down. It's not me opposite. It can't even be an opposite day. Like it's just, I don't even know.
I gotta say, the Taco Bell breakfast is pretty good.
Can you guys remind everyone what we're working on today?
Remind everyone what we're working on today. Oh, so today, if you're just now joining us, we have been showing off Sure Cuts a Lot 5 and how to do rhinestones with the Cameo and the Cricut. We showed how to do faux rhinestones with the rhinestone or with the holographic vinyl material, and we're finishing up our rhinestone sweeping design, and we're about to put it on a shirt. If you want to see the rest, you can rewind, or the playback of this video is available on YouTube with some minor edits by the end of today. So basically, after these videos are done live, we do a little editing on them so they're not, some of the slower parts are cut out, and then we post them up on YouTube for all y'all to enjoy. So if you want to re-see what we've done, if you missed it or just now joining us, you can either rewind or check that out in about 2 or 3 hours, and that should be up.
It's so close.
She's so close, near the end. Ooh, that heat press is hot.
Are these 3M? Are these 3M?
Those are 3mm stones we're working with. So close.
I'm done with the bottom of the E. I should have did this earlier. So I am almost done with the top of my E. I have 2 stones left. So I'm going to use my Pick Me Up tool from Silhouette. And I am done. So I'm going to wipe my rhinestones off of my template. So now I'm just going to look at my design, make sure that all the rhinestones are filled in the hole, and make sure it's no stray rhinestones on here.
I got you a squeegee.
Nice.
Are you done?
Yes.
What?
We now have hustle.
Congrats, Kayla, you did it.
You want me to finish?
Let me readjust this camera. All right, so what we're going to do is carefully move the hustle design away from all this other. Thank you. Oh my. Here you go, Kayla. So this is Rhinestone transfer tape. It also comes with our pre-printed transfers. And we're going to use this to lift our rhinestone design. First, we're going to cut it just the amount we need. We don't need all this extra. This is also reusable. You can usually get about 5 to 6 presses out of it before it loses its sticky. And peel it from its backing. Now this is the hardest part. Don't lose faith. Once you begin, don't stop. Going to U it. Stand over top in one solid motion. Look at that. Confidence is key. Exactly. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to squeegee it real good. And the trick I like to do is after, I'll usually just flip it like this and push down. Kind of get it a nice even. Once you believe your design is nice and stuck to the material, you're going to first prepare your shirt. So we're going to do it on the same side we did the holographic. Now, because the holographic's on there and it's exposed and doesn't have anything covering it, that means we need to cover it with either a piece of Teflon or silicone, or it could be damaged by our top. So we got a Teflon sheet. There. We're going to bring over our design. You can transport it like this. It kind of locks it down. I'm going to take it over to the heat press. Can y'all see me fine? I'm going to remove the rhinestone design like so, real carefully. It still could be bumped pretty easily at this point. You don't want all that hard work and effort to fall off. We're going to take our design, place it where we want. Going to do it right above that other hustle we did. Push it in. And we're going to give it about 20-second press at 320. Great job, Kayla.
Thank you.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? All right, and here we go. Moving this. We're going to give this just a few seconds. Let that glue kind of regain its hold. And we're going to give it a peel. All right, y'all, this is a great example. So the top is our real rhinestones. The bottom is our holographic foil. They look pretty similar, especially on camera. They probably look identical. Can y'all see that? How about this camera? Y'all see that? How's that look? Make sense? Look good?
On both cameras, it looks pretty much the same.
So one has texture, one's flat. From the distance, they look extremely similar. One took a fourth of the time as the other. The other one's going to cost a lot more to do too. Real cool though. Any questions or comments or anything, y'all? Well, awesome. Well, that's today's video on how to do rhinestones with Sure Cuts a Lot 5 using a Cameo. We also showed how to do it on the Cricut. Also showed rhinestone, how to do it with rhinestones and with your holographic film. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. I'm always there to answer questions for y'all. Tune in next week. We're going to be doing vinyl onto various sports balls, so that's going to be a pretty fun one. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Winston with PerfecPress HTV. Please like and subscribe us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. You have a great day, y'all.